I'm married with kids but I feel so alone. I, 27 female, moved countries to be with my husband, 31 male. We have been together 5 years. I'm a stay-at-home mom. I feel like I have to keep everything in line when he's home so he doesn't get angry. Because if he's in a bad mood we all have to keep calm and quiet, out of his way to not get screamed at. When he's in a good mood everything is great. But if the housework falls behind, or the kids are acting up, I'm to blame. I get ignored and unless I'm looking to service he needs I have to stay away from him. I'm so emotionally spent and I just don't know what to do. All the housework, laundry, cooking and taking care of the kids is on me. He is an excellent provider but I don't feel like I have a partner. And because he pays for everything what he says goes. I have a child from a previous relationship on the spectrum that he threatens to throw out. I have 2 children by him and can't go home, I can't leave them behind. I don't know if anyone has advice. TLR I'm emotionally spent and don't feel like I have a partner. I can't go back to my home country as I can't leave my youngest kids behind. He really isn't a good provider, he is just using his money to trap you. Maybe he hasn't hurt you physically yet, but one day he might. In a marriage you should be equal partners, and listen to each other. That is not what is going on for you. If you contact your embassy they should help you. This is very bad. I'd honestly start looking for some free legal advice about how you can get out of there with your children legally. There has to be a way, either in your current country of residence or in your home country. I'm talking big guns here, all the way to the embassy for your home country if you have to. You can also look for help from domestic violence organizations screaming at you, making everything your fault, being ignored, and especially threatening your child are all abusive behaviors. What country did you move to? Middle Eastern? Where are you from? The best I can say is just leave that guy. 'Cause he sounds like a douche. What kind of person threatens to throw the kid out? Moody husband? Abused toxic man alert. Immediately seek counseling. Call the police. Go to your country's embassy immediately for help. Take the kids away from this awful abuser. Or you could communicate and try and work things out for your family like a reasonable person instead of crying abuse and seeking extreme measures like running away immediately to another country. We married in my country. Then moved to his. I used to be a Psalm. I also have 2 kids and am in a similar situation. Message me if you want to talk. Please read Why Does He Do That by Lundy Bancroft. You can find a free PDF online. It will really help you understand what's going on here. Ask him to get life insurance for the both of you and name the children the beneficiaries. Problems sort themselves out. Drugs, specifically weed. Oh, this does not sound like a good marriage at all. It is a transactional marriage. He provides you your keep. In return, you must provide him with a clean house, clean clothes, cook for him, be his maid, give him sex when he wants it, produce him children and put up with his abuse. This is a replacement for what his mother did for him, minus the sex, which you in addition have to give him. No love, no respect from him equals no trust equals no relationship. Leave him now. It's not going to get any better. As others have pointed out, that he considers it his right to own you and eventually beat you up if he so desires. In summary, he is an entitled asshole. This is financial and emotional abuse as stated above. I would reach out to a lawyer or do some research of your local laws for your children to see what your game plan is. Most areas also have fleeing domestic abusive relationship programs that have started funds and help remove children from those environments. Are you able to work? Are your kids old enough to go to daycare or are they in school and can you work during the day? I'd lay low around your partner because this can be the tick that finally sets him off. You're human. You're a wonderful mother. You're not a maid. You're not his servant, you matter. You are allowed to have a life and feelings and be human. Don't allow this man control you. Yeah, that sounds super fun. Why the fuck would anyone put up with this? If the kids were born in your home country, why can't you leave? Please read the book, Why Does He Do That? It will answer all your questions and hopefully you will be able to figure out what you have to do. OMG, seek help. Do you have any family members, anyone? Take help, of immigration lawyer. He has hurt you, especially if you feel like you need to walk on eggshells around him when he's angry. Nope. Just nope. Get the hell out of that marriage now. Being a bit grumpy is one thing. Your husband is an abusive cunt, to use his words. Take your kid from the first marriage and leave. Let him find a young girl happy to take your place and clean the nice house he pays for. You don't have to be there if you can do better. If you can't do better, then cut your losers and appreciate him taking care of the first kid your bum ex can't take care of. Has he always been that way? Moodiness, etc. Why can't you take your kids to visit their extended family? I'm sorry, you're not an equal partner in your marriage, you're glorified housekeeper. Start making plans to get out. Start saving money for yourself and your kids and hide it from him. Trust me, it will be only you who can save your kids from this, and you need to start putting money away. It will be tough, but it will be for the better. What kind of home are you modeling for your kids? How would you feel if your daughter was in this kind of marriage? My father was like this. Yelled, screamed, and abused us verbally, emotionally, and financially. No one was allowed to relax when he was at home. Me and my sister grew up like soldiers in constant fear and fighting for survival in our own home. As adults, we struggle with anxiety and series of abusive relationships and mental health issues. Your kids will never love your husband, and you will be to blame. He is not an excellent provider. An excellent husband, provider, provides more than a paycheck. You deserve better. Your children deserve better. Your husband is abusive. Looks like everyone here has covered it, but get out. I used to be in a similar situation. I left. It was hard. It was scary. But it was the best decision of my life, and now I've been with the man of my dreams for 4 years, and he is my best friend, always. This relationship feels like home, feels like peace, feels like warmth, and feels so damn cozy. He is raising my son with me and calls him his own son. You deserve that too. You don't deserve anything less. Nothing less. Save your children and leave. Find a shelter and rebuild your life, rebuild your self-confidence, rebuild your self-esteem. You feel alone because you are alone. You are being emotionally and financially abused. Your husband has cut you off from any sort of support network and holds your children hostage. This was all done on purpose to isolate you and make you fully dependent on him. You need to start looking into free legal advice and organizations for women escaping violence. This will not get better, only worse. Do you want to be in this situation for the rest of your life? Do you want your children to grow up in fear of their father and staying away unless it's to service his needs? You are in an abusive marriage. A lot depends on what country you're in. The divorce laws are a lot different in America versus a place like Dubai. Legal advice honestly. This isn't normal. It's not normal to have to walk on eggshells to avoid getting screamed at. It's also convenient that this person has isolated you from all your family and friends. Both of these things are red flags for abuse. Your husband is an abusive piece of shit. Do you have any support system where you are? Oh honey, run. This brings back such visceral memories for me. I was under the thumb longer. It doesn't get better, and no amount of money makes up for what the kids deal with. Trust me, I have an emotionally traumatized 10-year-old. I'm so sorry, this is scary, especially being so far from help and resources, which was intentional BTW. It's time to go. Get you and the kids away, get therapy. He will not de-escalate. Ever. I'm so sorry. Don't make the mistake I did. I came from this as my childhood, but my mum was the abuser. I'm a well-educated contributing member of society and emotionally fucked. Think of your kids if you won't do it for yourself. You need to start documenting everything. He is financially and emotionally controlling you. Write everything down like diary entries, no matter how trivial you think something might be, document it. Email it to yourself. Only if he can't access your email, and a friend, family member too. If you build a case, you will have a better chance of being able to take the kids home with you. Girl, you are in a mentally abusive relationship with a person with many mental health issues. I'd start looking for a battered women's shelter for help. It won't get better from here. My dad was like that. You're raising your kids in a toxic environment that will damage them, and all of their future relationships will be affected by this. You need to either get your husband and family into therapy or leave him for the kids' sake. By all your description, you're in an abusive relationship. Economic abuse and terror tactics, fear of his outbursts, are textbook abuse tactics. He has isolated you away from anyone you know too. Girl, you need to search for help. It's not normal and he knows it. That's why he has you at home with no other income or friendships. Most women's abuse shelters take both women and children. Physical and emotional abuse are both very real and good enough reason to win full custody. I'd start there and contact a lawyer via the shelter. Contact your local legal aid society and get on birth control ASAP. You're alone because, well, you are alone. You can decide if money is enough to stay or if you want something better for yourself. Note as well, your kids will see your relationship as normal. And either seek out a partner like your husband, or become that partner themselves. As a stepmom, and stepkid, him saying fucking disgusting shit about your first child should have been enough to leave on its own, and frankly you're being just as disgusting if you don't stand up for them. Sounds like an entitled douchebag that only thinks of you as a glorified housekeeper that is there to satisfy his sexual needs. You're going to spend the rest of your life with him and he will never change. Yikes, I don't like that he threatens to throw out your other son. What is that? That isn't love or respect. You're in a love-less and stressful marriage. You have a lot of life to live, don't stay in this marriage. Also, your kids will notice and feel that stress, even if you think you're hiding it well. Leave him, bring your kids, move home to figure out your future, get your child support and alimony. Deep down inside, you already know the truth, girl, he's an abuser. Run fast and far from this guy. How come nobody here has suggested counseling?